This is Debbie with the Food Prepping channel, and I want to say hi. I haven't talked to y'all in a while. I've been really busy. I have been trying to get out. I went to stay with my daughter, my oldest daughter, one night. I've just gone out, and I guess after this winter and being sick this winter, I didn't want to stay here very much, so I've been trying to get out and do things, and I'm here with you tonight, and hopefully I'm going to be with you more. I did go out Tuesday and bought a new car. It kind of makes me cry when I when I tell y'all, because it's not a brand new car. It's a 2013. I went to one of the big dealers here in near where I live in Roanoke, Virginia, and I got a 2013 Dodge Avenger, and the color that I got is the prettiest color that I've ever seen. I'm so excited about this car. It was the first car I looked at. After I saw it, there was nothing else that could compare to it. It was just, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And I wasn't sure that I wanted to take on that payment, but I had a car that only had one window that worked, had no air conditioning, was leaking power steering fluid constantly, was using the antifreeze constantly, and I just didn't want to have to, if I took my grandchildren anywhere, or if I took my daughter and my grandchildren anywhere, I didn't want to get stuck. And so I took the plunge, and I got it at the price that I thought I could afford, and I think I can afford. But anyway, I'll show you a picture of it. But let's get on to what I'm doing and how I'm doing. My diabetes seems to be doing wonderful. I went to the doctor the other day, went in and weighed, and after thinking that I had probably gained 50 pounds because I hadn't been smoking and I'd been eating, I'd lost 2 pounds. So that makes 36 pounds that I've lost, which I could have lost a whole lot more, but with me not smoking and eating myself to death, what I thought was eating myself to death was pretty good. Alright, so let's get back to this. What I'm doing is, I got a really good deal on some round steaks the other day, and it's like 10 of them. And what I'm doing right now is I have let them marinate for 24 hours. And I use the Adolf meat tenderizer, and okay, let me get back to this. Alright, I'm just making a dish that I'm putting together tonight. I got the round steaks, and it's like 10 of them, and I've got them on my New Wave Precision Induction cooktop in my cast iron skillet, and I'm searing them to get them brown. And I've got 2 pretty large onions here that I'm going to cut up into quarters or whatever, and they're going to go in the bottom of the pan. I've got 5 pounds of red potatoes, and it's 5 pounds, but it's not going to be that by the time I get finished cutting all the places out of them, because I've had them for a while, and they've got some places on them. So we'll say 3 or 4 pounds of red potatoes, and then the onions go in, the potatoes go in the crock pot, and then if I had some carrots, I would fix them with it too, but I've just got the onions and the potatoes, and I've got one bottle of Kraft Zesty Italian dressing, and I'm gonna cover everything with the Zesty Italian dressing, put it in my crock pot, and when I get to that part, I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back. Now, what I've done is I have cut up, I don't know if you can see this. Let me make sure. Here. Well, anyway, in here I've got the 2 large onions cut up, and they're cut up, each one is cut into 8 pieces. And then here is the bowl of, I know you can't see this, but this is the bowl of potatoes. I've got all the spots off of them, and I've washed them and cut them up, and I'm going to put these in here. You hear my cat meowing in the background. And then I've got, she wants outside, and it's raining, and I can't let her go outside. So anyway, so I've got the potatoes in here, and now I'm going to put the steaks in here. And these are eye brown steaks, and I want to show you one other thing. Hold on a second. This is what I used to marinate the steaks with. This is called the Cahas Meat Tenderizer, and I hope you can see this. Yes, it's Jaccard. I got this off of Amazon. It's see, when I do this, let me make sure here. See all the blades that come up? When I push it down on the steaks, all of these blades go into the steak, and it makes it very tender. And eye round is a tough steak, and these have marinated for, like I said, 24 hours. I used Adolph's Meat Tenderizer. I used a couple Weber. I used Montreal steak. I used steak and chop seasoning, and I can't remember what the other one was. Anyway, you can use whatever seasonings you want, but I put them all in I put the steaks in the seasonings. I put the seasonings on each of the steaks and used the Jaccard Meat Tenderizer to tenderize them. Then I put them all in the freezer bag and put almost a whole bottle of Great Value Worcestershire sauce. Excuse me. And I let them marinate for 24 hours, and I just seared them, and I'm putting them into the top, because you always want your vegetables in the bottom of your crock pot and your meat in the top, because it takes the vegetables longer to cook in a crock pot than it does the meat. So I'm putting all of these in here, and we're gonna hope that we can get the lid on. I always do this. I always put way too many vegetables in here, but when I feed my daughter and my I call him my son-in-law, my daughter's boyfriend, and my grandson, they've been together 7 years. When I feed them, I've got to have a lot of food. So I always, and if it's my other daughter, then it's 5 of them. So I always have to fix a lot of food. And if it's all of them, then this wouldn't be enough. But anyway, you can see all the juice. These steaks have been sitting. So I'm going to just pour the juice over this. And I've got my crock pot. It is 11 o'clock at night. And so I'm going to let this cook low and slow all night. And I've got it on 10 hours on low. Alright, so I've got this whole bottle of zesty Italian dressing, Kraft zesty Italian. Now, it doesn't have to be Kraft, it can be whatever kind you want. And I'm going to put this, I'm just going to pour it all over this. And it's going to go all down on the potatoes and the onions. Oh gosh, it's going to make, this is going to be so good. But I'm also going to go out and tomorrow when it's light and take some pictures of my car so y'all can see it, because if it hadn't been for some of y'all helping me and being there for me back at Christmas time, I wouldn't be here right now to even get a car. And I want y'all to know that, because I have had I've had it rough. It's been really rough on me. Seems like since I found out that I have diabetes, and it was as bad as it was, but I'm doing good. There goes my camera. There have been quite a few people that haven't steered me wrong as far as my diabetes goes. I've been eating a lot of pork rinds and a lot of nuts, and you would think that I had gained weight as much as I was eating, but I didn't. I actually had lost 2 pounds. And for those of you that were encouraging me to not smoke after smoking for 40 years, I do have to tell you that after 3 months, I was going crazy. I would wake up in the morning wanting a cigarette and go to bed at night wanting a cigarette. But what I did, and I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I went to a tobacco store and I got an e-cigarette. And before I even did this, I found out that those little bottles of oil that you get to go in these, you can get them with no nicotine in them at all. So what I did was I went and got an e-cigarette, and I got it's blueberry raspberry oil that you put in here, and this is, I think, saved my life. I was going crazy. I really was. After smoking for 40 years and having the habit of smoking, the hardest thing that I've ever done was quit. But I went and got this, and this is helped me a lot. I just did it last week. It was almost 3 months since I had smoked a cigarette, and I just couldn't stand it anymore. So I went and got this, and I'm really happy that I did, because it has helped me. And like I said, my diabetes is doing really well. It was 119 this morning. So, and that's in the morning. That was before I'd eaten, so it's wonderful. And anyway, so I'm going to bring you back tomorrow, and we'll let you know how this tastes. And it's got the eyebrow steak. It's 10 steaks in there. I got all 10 of them, I think, for $14, which was really good. And it's got 2 large onions, about 3.5 pounds of potatoes, and a bottle of Kraft zesty Italian dressing. And I've got it on low. It's going to cook for 10 hours on low. And I will bring you back tomorrow. Okay, it's 12 noon on Friday. I put this in Thursday night. Here's my eyebrow steak, and here's my potatoes, and here's my onions. And this steak just falls apart. You don't need a knife. Look, I can't even pick it up with my fork. Oh, wow. Alright. Alright, now let me taste the potatoes. Oh my gosh. This is so good. Mm. All those spices that I marinated the steak with, and then that zesty Italian dressing has come through and soaked into the potatoes. And look at this steak. I mean, it's just so tender. And I get round steaks because they are cheap, and I can put them in my crock pot and cook them, and they're really tender. That's the good thing about having a crock pot, is your meats that you may fix on your grill or you in your oven and broil or whatever, you can put in your crock pot, and your meats are so tender. So this is really good. Really, really good. And like I said, on your round steaks, marinate them in whatever you want to. Put the spices on there that you want to, and I let these marinate for 24 hours. This is really good. And I'm just getting some now when the kids aren't here right now, but I'm going to fix broccoli later on to go with this for them. So if you like this recipe, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, and if you'd like to join my Facebook page, you can go to Facebook and do a search for Food Prepping, one word, and that should take you to my page. Food Prepping, FoodPrepping, one word, and like my page there, and give me a thumbs up on this, and give this a try. It is awesome, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.